Hey YouTube, it is Predestined 4 back at it with you guys today. Hope everyone is having a blessed Saturday. I hope your weekend is off to a great start. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my tablet trying to situate something real quick. Yes, but hey y'all, I'm back again. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for your likes. Thanks for your constructive criticism. I appreciate you guys dearly. And today, I want to go ahead and talk about... Okay, it's not really a topic. It's just something I want to come on and share. Okay? All right, so I'm a Christian. I'm a believer. I'm a young woman, yes, aspiring to... not be alone for a long time. I was married before, put that out there. And I want to be married again sometimes in the future. So I just want to come on and share some thoughts concerning, quote unquote, females in the church that are single, aspiring to find... Well, you're not supposed to be finding your spouse. Your spouse is supposed to find you. But anyway, we all want companionship. We want love. We want to feel loved. We want to find that soul, that mate to our soul, our helpmate. And sometimes we tend to go about it the wrong way, even though some people believe there's no wrong or right way to this whole thing. Love is love. Some people believe that. But at the end of the day, if you want long-lasting love, there is a way to go about it. Okay, there are some decisions, there are some choices, there are some standards that you must stand by. Because if you stand for nothing, you fall for anything, right? I'm a firm believer of that. So yeah, that's what I want to talk about today, is how to go about... Once again, let me put this disclaimer out there. First and foremost, because I don't want nobody coming on in my comments talking about you not know this or whatever. I'm not a relationship expert. I'm not a counselor. I'm none of that stuff, okay? I'm just coming on here to talk. Give y'all a little feedback. I've been through some experiences myself. So I'm here to talk about what I will do differently going forward. And, share some thoughts on this whole dating, single life as a Christian woman, as a woman trying to keep her purity, trying to remain faithful to her calling, stuff like that. So if you're in the same lifestyle as I am, hopefully you can relate to something that I'm about to say here. And I hope something that I say resonate with you in some type of way. Like I said, I'm just talking to y'all. I'm just talking to my subscribers, and that's it. All right, so yes, let's get into this here. Now, first and foremost, if you want a fulfilling relationship, or if you're aspiring to find a companion of any sort, the first thing I would advise you is to look into yourself. I know we've all had relationships. Some of us may have, some of us may have not. But if you've had relationships that have been hurtful, didn't turn out the way you wanted it to, disappointing relationships, failed marriages, all of that stuff. The first thing you need to do before aspiring to go into another one is to forgive yourself for the failure of whatever part you played in it, and forgive the party. So in this aspect of doing this, you will not go into a new relationship with emotional baggage, okay? That's a turnoff. I don't know about anybody else, but for me, that's a turnoff. I don't want to hear about your ex. I would like to know a little bit, but I don't need to know the details. Like emotional baggage is a negative. So the first thing you need to do is let go of your past, right? As far as forgiving your whoever you've been with, moving forward, coming to terms with the fact that the relationship is over, because nobody wants somebody that's still holding on to the potential of being with somebody else. Nobody wants that. So if you're not mentally ready to go into a situation or a relationship or building with somebody else for the relationship to matriculate to a greater level, I would advise you to get all of that out the way, because it is going to be a problem, okay? So until you get that situated and you're comfortable with yourself, you love yourself, you have forgiven yourself and the past parties, then you will be free and willing and open to receive somebody else, okay? So the first thing, like I said, that in a nutshell, drop all your emotional baggages, all right? The second thing is don't be desperate, okay? Because desperation causes you to ultimately settle, and nobody wants to settle. Sometimes you don't realize that you're settling until after you've settled. Sometimes you don't realize that someone is a distraction until after you have been distracted. Do you see where I'm going with this? So desperation, I don't know how to really know. How do you know when somebody... Just don't settle, guys, okay? Don't be putting yourself on a time frame saying, God, I need you to do this by such and such time, and I need to be married. Okay, everybody has a plan for their life. Everybody wants something to be done at a specific time, and I get it. We all have life plans. Some of us lives didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. But you're limiting yourself by limiting God and what God can do for you and who God has for you. If you are desperate, you will settle, okay? That's how a lot of us end up in the wrong relationships, because we're desperate. We just want to be with somebody. We're lonely, okay? It's all desperation. Yes, I'm be the one to tell you. It's desperation. Learn to enjoy your own company. Until you find somebody that is an asset to you, do not settle, okay? Don't settle for somebody who is a liability because, okay, they look good or they got this one aspect of their life popping, but everything else is trash. You want to evaluate the person as an entirety. Don't just settle for somebody because of your preference either. Okay, we're going to get into that a little bit further down. Because preferences can really mess with you. Okay, sometimes your preference is not what God has for you. I had to learn that. All right. What am I on? The second one. The third one I'm going to go into. The third point is, we like to call our boyfriends or our girlfriends or whoever we dating or whoever we seeing in this day and age. It's all about bae. B-A-E. Yes. We don't say babe anymore. The young generation, everything is bae this, bae that. Okay, so I'm here to tell you that God should come before bae. Okay? God is bae. Yes, God is bae. And until God sends you your spouse, your helpmate, or your king or your queen, God is the king of your life, and that's it. That's what it should be. He should govern your life, and he should come first before bae. The Bible, the word, planting the word in your heart should come before bae. Okay, so if bae don't know his word, if you and bae can't sit and talk about the spiritual aspect of your life, your spiritual growth, if bae can't speak into your life spiritually, bae is not bae. All right. Now, the next thing I'm going to go into is guarding your heart. I'm looking down because I wrote some things down here. I didn't want to miss nothing. Okay, so guard your heart. Putting your heart out there too quickly can cause you to make the wrong decisions. Now, a lot of times, I'm going to tap into this. A lot of times, lust feels a lot like love, okay? Yes, it feels a lot like love. But lust and love are two different things. Love is unconditional. In my opinion, lust is temporary. Because just because something looks good, it doesn't mean that it's for you. Okay? It looks good, it feels good, but that's the surface. What is below the surface? That's what you need to find out. Love goes below the surface. Love goes into the deeper aspect of who somebody is. Okay? When you love somebody, when you unconditionally love somebody, it's way deeper than lust. It has nothing to do with how somebody looks. It has nothing to do with what something feels like or what somebody feels like. Yes, it goes a lot deeper. Okay? So learn to guard your heart and know how to decipher between love and lust. Okay, trust God's timing. That's the most important thing. Trust God's timing. If you move prematurely, if you move ahead of your time, if you're not waiting on God to manifest this spouse in your life, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and all you worried about is your husband, and that everybody that you meet, you in love with, everybody that you meet need to be your man or your woman, you doing too much, okay? You need to wait on God and get yourself together. The person that you are expecting in your life cannot fill the voids that God can fill. So first of all, you need to sit down with yourself and God and figure out who you are. That's not for somebody else to figure out. That's not somebody else's job to come into your life and be with you and try to figure out who you are. Before you go into a relationship, you're supposed to know who you are and whose you are. Once you know that, you'll be able to make the right decisions, because at that point in time, you won't be settling for anything less than that. Right? How can two walk if they don't agree? The Bible says that, right? So you want to first find somebody who's in agreement, right? Somebody with purpose, somebody with substance, somebody who knows where they're going, somebody who knows who they are. You don't want somebody who don't know who they are, because at the end of the day, they're going to be trying to figure it out. You're going to be trying to figure it out, and it's going to be a hot mess. And that's not a relationship. That's not a progressive, fruitful relationship. That is a whole mess that y'all need to decipher through, okay? So, what am I on? The fifth, the third point, or the fourth point, fifth point? I don't know. One of the next points, right, is what you need to understand. Let me put my tablet down, because this one is serious. Singleness is not a struggle. Okay? Some of y'all think that because y'all single, y'all sit around watching everybody else's lives that seem to be doing great because they are married, they have kids. You cannot compare yourself to people. Comparison is the thief of joy, okay? Singleness is not a struggle, ladies and gentlemen, okay? It's actually a privilege. I can't believe I just said that. Yes, but it's actually a privilege, because it gives you that time to know yourself, guys. Know yourself. This is very important. I keep stressing that because it's very important. It gives you the time to know yourself, to love yourself, to know what you want, to know what you don't want. Singleness is not a struggle. Y'all need to stop acting like being by yourself is the end of it all. No, it's not. Okay? I don't know why this thing is not focusing. Okay, there we go. It's not the end of the world, guys, okay? Until some of you get into the wrong relationships, then you understand that singleness is a privilege, okay? But singleness is not a struggle. Bear that in mind. It's not a struggle. It's actually time that you take to build yourself, to grow, to learn who you are, and all of that before you invite somebody else in, all right? All right. Now, the main thing you need to understand when you do get into a relationship with no boundaries is setting up for a failure. Just because you're with somebody and you love the person, that doesn't mean that there are no boundaries. You have boundaries at your job, you have boundaries with your kids, you have boundaries with your family members. Yes, bae should have boundaries too, okay? It's healthy boundaries, okay? Boundaries, spiritual boundaries, okay? Don't just be out here just doing whatever. You and bae need to have a plan. You and bae need to have a strategy. Y'all need to be on the same page with where y'all going in life. And first of all, y'all need to connect on a spiritual level before anything else, because looks gonna fade. People personality it's hard to coexist with people, guys. Okay, it's very hard. That's why I said previously, you gotta know yourself, because if you don't know yourself, you find yourself coming out of character dealing with people, and you don't want that. So you gotta set boundaries. Let people know what you stand for and what you don't stand for. And do not combat your boundaries when they're not up for it. Because at the end of the day, that's your boundaries. Okay? Just like they have boundaries and they have preferences and they have things, standards, you have them too. Don't lower your standards or your boundaries to be with somebody because, once again, you think singleness is a struggle, or you think being lonely is the end of life. No. Know who you are, stand firm on who you are and what you believe and what you stand for, and do not settle, because once you drop those boundaries, that's when you go into settling as well. Okay, the last and final one is if bae can't pray, he can't stay. Yes, I got this one from Real Talk Kim. If bae can't pray, bae can't stay. Okay? People be looking at me crazy when I say that. If you can't pray for me, that's the main thing that's important to me. If you can't pray with me and for me, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I need to know what your fruit is about. I need to hear you speak. I need to hear you minister in your heavenly languages. Not even that. Let's go a little further. Just, can you pray? That's what I need to know, babe. Can you pray? So that's very important to me, is a praying man. I need a praying man. And you should need the same too, because when stuff hit the fan, yes. I'm going to leave that there. So yeah, I'm done. I just wanted to come on and share that, chat with y'all a little bit on this beautiful Saturday. Like I said, I'm not no relationship expert. I have made my countless amount of mistakes in this department. But I'm learning and I'm growing. So these are some things that, I saw, research, heard people talk about, come to the understanding of it in my own journey. So I figured I'll come on here and I'll share it with my subscribers. Hopefully y'all like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like the video. Please leave a comment if you have a question. Please subscribe to my channel. Please also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I post a video. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Love yourself entirely. All your flaws, everything about you. Love it all. If you don't love it, no one else will. It starts with you guys, okay? I love you guys dearly. Be blessed, and I will talk to y'all soon.